Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining me for another video. It is your host, Crypto Glenn. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me and I appreciate it. We have a litany of things to talk about in today's video, but before we do, I just wanted to touch base with you all. And as always, share the platforms in which you can get in touch with me on. You can always find me here on YouTube at Crypto Glenn. We're currently sitting at 697 subscribers, just 3 subscribers away from reaching that goal of 700. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please be sure to do so. And of course, you guys can always reach me here on Twitter at Crypto Glenn. Feel free to chime in, join the chats, the discussions. Anything that we do, anything that I tweet about is fair, open dialogue. Definitely want to hear from you guys on Twitter. So we've got news coming in from AMC. We've got news regarding the Senate infrastructure bill as it has passed and what that means for cryptocurrency. And we even have some news on the latest trend making its way into the blockchain world. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. So as you see here, the Senate rejected the compromise tax bill amendment to the infrastructure bill. As many of you may know, earlier last week, reports had come out that the Senate was taking a look at including cryptocurrency into their tax bill to say that we're going to take a portion of tax revenue earned from cryptocurrency to fund some of the infrastructure bill. And as it stands now, the bill currently defines brokers as any person who for consideration is responsible for regularly providing any service, transfers of digital assets on behalf of another person. Now, a lot of people were upset because this also includes individuals who own exchanges, or entities that own exchanges, I should say, all the way down to individual investors who may use certain platforms to stake and try to earn additional cryptos. Personally, I think this was a huge blunder on the government's behalf. I think we have people who are voting on this bill who have no idea what exactly blockchain technology is, let alone cryptocurrency, and may not understand. Or maybe they do, and maybe they're backed by the bankers, so this is why they've elected to do what they've done. But they possibly don't understand that they have single-handedly stifled any future innovation in this space that the United States could have possibly gained from. So we have a giant game of musical chairs right now that are taking place where the locations where people want to be very crypto-friendly are going to be the places that we're going to look up in a handful of years, and they're going to be miles ahead of the competition. In this instance, I don't believe that the United States is a trailblazing nation that they want the rest of the world to believe, because here they had the opportunity to grab the bull by the horn, no pun intended, and really try to set the landscape for the United States to become a mecca, if you will, for development in the blockchain space, and then single-handedly squandered it away. And as we see here, there's a strong possibility that this is one of the reasons why the market is reacting the way that it is. We're not really off by much. Market's kind of trading sideways. I'm going to take a look at some of the on-chain metrics in another video, or maybe I'll just tweet about it. That'll kind of help shed some light to say, okay, well, exactly how is the market looking at this? What are wallets doing? What are transaction levels at currently? And where can we potentially go from here? So again, just to kind of re-summarize here, the Senate turned down the amendment to the infrastructure bill and how it pertained to crypto, and have elected to go with one of the bill's original stances, taxing crypto and using a part of those proceeds, tax revenue, to fund the infrastructure bill. And yeah, I just think we probably could have handled this a whole hell of a lot better. I know we had a few people who were in favor of cryptocurrencies who were trying to be the warning, if you will, to say this is something that we definitely need to take our time with. But at the end of the day, it looks like they were outvoted, and now this is kind of the cards that we've been dealt. AMC, everyone's favorite meme stock, says it will accept Bitcoin as payment for movie tickets by year-end 2021. Now, I'm a huge fan of this. AMC has been one of the darling stocks over at least the last quarter, maybe last 2 quarters of this year. And it said Monday it's going to start accepting Bitcoin for payment as movie tickets and concessions if purchased online at all of its theaters in the US. Now, the other cool thing about AMC that you guys may not know is that if you are holding shares of AMC, you can actually get pretty significant discounts on your ticket prices and concessions. I would actually refer to the actual AMC website to get the information on those details. But when I reviewed it, I thought that was pretty neat. So it looks like AMC is definitely trying their best to just kind of remain trendy and in the news to try to get people to come back to the theaters. I know that they're having a hard time, as is, some of the other cineplexes out there, due to 19 still kind of being around and still being a thing in everybody's everyday life. So the move marks a marriage of two highly speculative assets: Bitcoin, known for its wild volatility, and AMC, which became a meme stock star favored by retail traders on Reddit, infamous Wall Street Bets forum. So I just think this is pretty cool because if we're keeping track here, the list of companies that have mainstream companies that have started accepting Bitcoin, you've got AMC, you've got Tesla that said we're not, but we are, but we're not, but we kind of might again. Apple, Walmart, and I say Apple and Walmart because if you are in El Salvador, with that being legal tender, then essentially you should be able to walk in, or you'll be able to walk into any one of these businesses and use your Bitcoin to buy products and services. So in a sense, these companies are actually going to hold certain amounts of Bitcoin on their balance sheet, which I think is extremely cool. And at the end of the day, I think it's extremely bullish for the cryptocurrency. And again, before we move on here, I think what you're starting to see is a lot of CEOs like Adam Aaron here who are starting to realize that there's a drastic shift that's going from, the baby boomers to the Gen X's, and we need to start appealing to the millennials and the Gen Z, because these are the folks that are going to be spending money now at record numbers versus generations in the past. A lot of generational, baby boomers are starting to look at retirement. The Gen Xers, they're looking at putting away for, kids. They're staying at home more. And it's the millennials and the Gen Zers that are out and about putting, vast amounts of money into the economy, because these are the two generations of individuals that really want to see life get back to normal, according to the statistics. So good on Adam Aaron, good on AMC for trying to appeal to some of the younger audiences and remain relevant. I like it. So if you are keeping up to date with all of the evolutions in the cryptocurrency market that we've had, you'll know that there is always a new budding star that's on the precipice. In 2017, we had just investing in regular cryptocurrencies. 2018, 2019, we had DeFi that really started to make its mark in the ecosystem. We had NFTs in 2020, and in 2021 we have play to earn games, otherwise known as GameFis, that are really starting to make their mark on the blockchain. Of the views of this channel, that GameFi probably represents the next biggest trend in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, with games like Polk City, Crypto Blades, and Axie Infinity, just to name a few. These are the games that are on the blockchain right now, amongst various blockchain ecosystems, that are actually yielding players very high returns, and could actually do the same for you should you get into GameFi. So what is GameFi? GameFi, imagine, if you will, a MMORPG, or massive multiplayer online role-playing game, with a unique feature built into it that allows players to earn in-game rewards, content, and even crypto that they can use to make their players stronger. And what a lot of players are doing is they're taking a lot of these in-game rewards and they're staking them on certain platforms to mint specific in-game NFTs that will allow their players to become stronger and handle some of the more challenging foes that will yield better rewards as the game goes on. Again, one of the other unique factors built into the game, that is, if you're doing one of these games like Crypto Blades or some of these other games that have raid aspects or elements to it, if your player dies or you lose, you could actually have to spend additional money to regenerate a new player. Now, here you actually have a guy who's playing Crypto Blades online right now, and it's not necessarily how you think it would be. These games don't really have spectacular graphics. It's not something that you would see on a next-gen console. What you're seeing here is actually how the game is actually played, right? So you've got your players, you're actually rolling to see how your players perform after you select one of your players to actually go into battle with. And what happens is you have to wait for the results. And if you win, you earn skill points. And again, an in-game content rewards that you can use to mint game-specific NFTs. You see this gentleman here, he just won. And the reward is skill. You can take that skill, you can stake it on certain platforms that allow you to earn more skill. So it actually has that DeFi aspect to it where you're providing liquidity, which is really cool. And a lot of people, because this is early on, are starting to see pretty significant returns on their investment. So Crypto Blaze, I believe, takes place on the Binance Smart Chain and actually did so well that upon its launch, it actually put a little bit of a cripple into Binance Smart Chain. It was almost acting glitched. Transactions were taking a long time. That's just how much volume was actually going through the ecosystem. So if you're looking for a new place to gain significant returns, you might want to start looking at GameFi, as this is, again, the newest niche sector to open up on the blockchain world. And I can't wait to see what players are able to do with this as it unfolds. We'll definitely be keeping an eye to it here on this channel, because again, we want to make sure that we're providing you guys with useful information that can help your portfolios grow. And right now, I think NFTs, I've always been a fan of NFTs, but I also think that GameFi could actually be one of the newest iterations to make that happen for a lot of people. So that's it for today's video. We're going to take a look at some on-chain metrics. I'll definitely be sure to tweet those out to give us a better understanding of what the market could potentially be doing. If you guys have any questions, definitely please feel free to follow me here on Twitter. You see my Save the Martians NFT. This is one of the latest projects that I've got into, having a lot of fun with it. But definitely feel free to follow me here on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Comment, like, rate, and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see all you fine folks in the next one. Peace.